sword pedestal.
Thanks, Jello.
All right, and there we go. The racers in the race channel, at least, have readied up, and the race has begun here.
And Uncle telling us that's the only text box, and ooh, fire rod.
Interesting. What an interesting item to get early on. That's gonna make things pretty quick, especially the well, namely the ball and chain guard. Gonna make taking him out a breeze. Have any sort of sword upgrade for a while. Fire rod is a good source of
Yeah, what's funny is I was, pretty close to saying I want to see fire rod there. Then I changed the last second saying I want to see gold sword. Knew I should have stayed with my first instinct.
DPS. Yeah.
Always. But the thing about the fire rod is they're going to have to wait and get some magic here. So hopefully we find some soon.
There are two small magic pots underneath those pots, as you see Fred grabbing right there. So he's got three shots of this fire rod already. It's going to be interesting to see how long, or if at all, these players farm for bombs. So far, they've only killed one enemy for... Oh, wow, there's an 8 bomb drop right there. And so, from what I've seen, in each randomizer seed that's been generated, the players are on the same prize pack seed as well. So if they had been killing the same enemies, they would be getting the same drops there, but unfortunately Elminster did not kill the same guy. 8 bomb drop is really great so early on, because there are quite a few places where you'd need to bomb to check items, and not having to worry about getting those bombs. Pretty relieving.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to open up the 3 chests here at the end of the escape, plus there's, all the places in Kakariko Village. So I don't foresee that Elminster's going to have a problem finding bombs. It's just going to be a matter of if he's going to find... Oh, there we go. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Ooh, and a large magic drop too there for Fred. Well, Elminster's got his one shot, really, that he needs for the ball and chain guard. That's really it. It's pretty much good to go at that point.
Nope, he's gonna full tank too now, getting the big drop.
I do have to say it's pretty nice from a race standpoint here that both of these players haven't really needed to farm at all for bombs, not really getting separated by that too much. Really the only discrepancy in time you see here is just due to execution so far. Elminster has been showing off his speed strats.
Yeah, the big thing is going to be, and I don't foresee it being an issue, but they're going to want 100 rupees at some point during their Kakariko exploration so they can take care of the bottle vendor. So continuing through here, we're going to continue on with the escape, and once we get out of here, there's several ways the path can branch off.
Indeed, there are, and we see different things from a lot of players. A very common path that a lot of players take is to the Lost Woods, and then immediately following, heading into Kakariko and doing all item cleanup there. Another option would be to save and quit immediately, escape, and grabbing the Sanctuary chest and resetting to Link's house, and then going and checking Hyrule Field. From there, like particularly the Moldorm Cave with 5 item locations in that. That's not an option that you see used as frequently.
I also would like to point out that they both just opened probably one of my favorite chests in the game, the 1 arrow chest.
Minster from that rat, grabbing some rupees now and some extra bombs. So nothing too great yet.
But as I mentioned earlier, rupees are definitely a good thing because of the fact that Bottle Vendor is going to be a thing. More than likely, Zora is going to be a thing. And oh yeah, if Palace of Darkness is required, Kiki the Monkey is going to be a thing. And we're going to have to pay all of them.
And potentially Big Bomb, too.
Yes, Big Bomb. Big Bomb is something that, normally you need to get the golden sword and the silver arrows in the other game. And Elminster is opting to do the save and quit that you just said. So it looks like we're going to see Hyrule Field coming up here for Elminster.
I mean, not a bad option, to be honest. Yeah, look the same from Coughlin here.
Interesting. Fred usually does Lost Woods.
Bit of choice. I'm not a huge fan of this method, even though it's more locations that you were checking compared to going to Kakariko and Lost Woods. I don't think that it's worth it, in particular, to do it first before Union.
Now, here's the thing, the big thing that I think is coming up here. It might be just me, but normally when I see people go to the Lost Woods, they've already guaranteed themselves the ability to do the bottle vendor. Because they didn't have the 100 rupees coming out, would that have changed routing on the fly to say, hey, let's just go to Hyrule Field instead? And speaking of that, we're going to go ahead and get a heart here from Draining the Swamp.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. As far as my randomizer experience goes, I don't think I've ever had a seed where I haven't been able to afford the bottle vendor by the time I got to Kakariko. The escape, but that's obviously just completely up to Jing, though.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting choice.
Got to see these locations here. We've got a piece of heart. Minster can get the bottle vendor, the flute, and another heart piece. So it's looking like, as far as going fast is concerned, this was a payoff, showing me. So good on both of these players for doing that.
But Elminster opting to get on out of there and not continue checking Hyrule Field. And oh, did you see what I just saw when Fred paused there?
I did see. It's gonna be we're in for a good time here.
Yeah, that's always fun.
So we saw 0 pendants in the light world. So we've got 3 different crystal dungeons in the light world. That's going to be good. So we're seeing nothing from Lumberjack Heart Piece. So we know that Aghanim is not required for that, at least. While Fred is doing some fake flippers.
Yeah. And now, from what I've seen, the past like 3 or 4 seeds I've seen, the Hobo has had the Butter Sword. So I'm just hoping for something that's not the Gold Sword from the Hobo here. I don't care what it is, just not the Butter Sword. That's all.
We're about to find out. It is the Blue Mail. What's there for Elminster?
Yeah, now, having watched Fred play enough, he is extremely happy to find an early Tunic. because that's going to make him feel a little bit more confident in his ability to play. I know that when you start playing randomizers, especially when you start first playing randomizers, the first thing that you want to find, at least I know I did when I started first playing randomizers, was defense upgrades. So that's going to make Fred feel a little bit more confident in his ability to get through the rest of the game.
I mean, if you think about it, it essentially, doubles your amount of hearts that you that you have super early on, and further increases the value of every piece that you pick up. And so, consequently, it also that you even want to pick up because you feel more comfortable with what you have. At least that's my situation. So getting the mail early on is not necessarily because and we've got red mail there for Elminster and Kakariko. But as I was saying, it doesn't necessarily, being able to survive later on because it's a time saver of not needing to pick up more heart containers or heart pieces later on. So Fred's about to go in, only find the red mail there as Elminster continues his cleanup of Kakariko, finding a Master Sword and more heart containers, silver arrows as well.
It does a pretty good well there. Silver arrows, Master Sword, big shield.
Doing too much for him in the getting through places department. Also, bottle salesman giving a bottle with a fairy in it. Increasing his inventory, branching out, investing in other opportunities.
Also, as you can see, we have stopped by the flute person here. We're going to be getting things ready. So those of you in chat, do me a favor and get that swag duck emote going, because I absolutely love that emote, and we're seeing him now. So please get those swag ducks going. More rupees here from the Cocoa House.
I do have to say, from experience, it's very nice to get the bottle so early on, so that you don't have to come back for the sick boy. Because I know I can say from experience that I have forgotten that the sick boy was not a location that I had checked because I hadn't gotten a bottle early on. So interestingly, mushroom there from the sick boy, drug dealer sick boy there.
Drug dealer sick boy, I like that. And yeah, that's pretty much the reason he's sick. He's overdosing on shrooms.
I'm pretty sure it's what it says in the credits. Spoiler alert.
Oh, probably. I mean, that's what I would do if I was writing things like that.
Alright, so we see nothing in the library. Elminster now checking the art piece there as well, so again, not really worth his time here. So he is fluting. 1 to 2, so we are going to see what this mushroom fetch quest is going to be.
I mean, he's got the flute, so it makes perfect sense to go ahead and drop this off real quickly. I mean, it's not, it's going to be super, super, super fast.
Right. Optimally, he would have gone back here and done this when he, was going to go get flippers, but he doesn't have... he doesn't have the rupees for that, nor the gloves to actually get in there. But now... the other location that I would have expected him to go would be Sahasrarla's triple chest. Seeing that coming out from these players pretty soon.
Yep, it's going to be, though, after Elminster decides he's going to play Good Samaritan and escort the old man.
And getting the ice
and the
rod
old man's
there.
ice rod. So if Turtle Rock's required, we're all set there, except of course for the cane.
Right you are. Looks like in Elminster's footsteps here for pretty much the entire race so far. And Elminster, just based on technical skill here, is pulling ahead. Ooh, and the flippers there up on Spectacle Rock.
Well, that's going to be nice because it's going to open up the ability to get the item on the fence there as you go to Zorsman. Hey, look what's inside! There's the butter sword.
That is a nice find. Well, as far as upgrades are concerned, these players are looking to be in pretty good shape. Elminster piecing out here, looking like he is going to go... Fred now seeing flippers up there, about to go get butter sword. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say Ice Rod Cave. That's the place I beeline to the quickest when I was a kid, because for some reason I just enjoyed freezing everything and shattering them.
I mean, can anybody blame you? It's a pretty awesome thing.
Oh, lots of people can blame me, and watch the chat do it as soon as you said that now.
I mean, they can, but baseless. All right, so we're gonna. I'm expecting Elminster to go first. I saw him. Oh, so there's Bombos. Which medallions are required yet? If any, actually. There's a potential that both T-Rock and Meyer might be pendants and might not even have a crystal. However, they could have an item that's required. But, and
we did just see that the item on the Legend in the Desert was the Bombos medallion. We already saw 3 of those at the beginning on the seed title, so now we're going to see the 4th one.
And we might even see a 5th or a 6th. Alright, so I'm expecting Elminster now to go be following Fred here to Sahasrarla's room. We're about to see what is behind Sahasrarla. What does he hide? A heart container. There it is, the Titan's Mitts. Alright, so that's going to allow them to get into the Dark World. However, there's not a whole lot they can do there right now. If they were so inclined, and could also get to Eastern Death Mountain, they could check those 2 chests with the Super Bunny glitch. Actually deciding to go and defeat Aghanim right now. And now this is not a bad choice, seeing with the knowledge that we have. Even with the Titan's Mitts, there's not a whole lot this point. Defeating...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so defeating Aghanim's not here at all.
No, but the one thing that the Titan's Mitt does do is it opens up, for the most part, all of Desert for Fred. Unless there's a key on the bonk wall, Desert is an open dungeon now. Assuming, he can't get in, of course, because of the book or no way to get there, but the Titan's Mitt does make it so he can complete it once he gets in.
That's true, yeah. So, like, if he gets the mirror or something, then he'll be able to actually enter the dungeon. And complete it. Now, if he doesn't have boots, and there's a key on the bonk pedestal, he won't actually be able to check all the chests there, but he'll still be able to complete the dungeon.
Yeah, it's weird the way that you can do certain things, you can't do certain things, but it's definitely fun. But right now, Fred definitely has the decided advantage just because of Titan's Mitts, and it looks like he's doing the same thing we saw Elminster do.
Well, we will see about that advantage as soon as Elminster finishes up Aghanim's tower here.
Oop, maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon here. Fred opting to whistle to not Aghanim's Tower.
I guess he's gonna do Eastern right now. Not... There's 3 items to be able to give you something good in there, and unless one of them's the bow, he's not gonna be able to complete this dungeon. Items out of the way, and besides, he's still, you know, gonna... The more he checks now, the less he's gonna have to do later when he comes back. Of course, that's inefficient as far as visits to a dungeon are concerned, but
at this point, considering the item situation that our runners are in, going into Eastern or going after Aghanim, both are viable options here because without the money to check Zora, which none of them have right now, there's not a whole lot of options really left that we can get to. So Aghanim 1 is going to open up the pyramid item, which if it's something good, then, you know, Elminster's making the right play. If it's not something good, then it's going to be a little bit of a time loss, but it does open up the underneath Hyrule Bridge, underneath the Castle Bridge work point. Fred checking out Eastern's going to do the same thing. He doesn't have the bow, and it's going to be a waste of time. But if he is able to, you know, get something good out of this, say the Moon Pearl or something to that effect, then it does make things a little bit better. Because with the Moon Pearl, he can at least go ahead and do some more exploration within the Dark World.
Moon Pearl would be incredibly value right now for him. That would just send him pretty far ahead of Elminster here. But Elminster just now finishing up. We're taking down Aghanim 2, about to see what's on the pyramid here. Hoping to see something hype, and the shovel. Now, that's just going to put off our hype for a little bit. And probably also make Elminster a little bit worried here. Although I'm sure he's pretty confident, as am I, that he's going to get something pretty decent here from... And so far for Fred, he's got no luck as far as stuff that he's been getting here from Eastern. And unfortunately, he won't be able to get...
Ooh, we get the bug catching net.
Yeah, and that's not too bad for safety. The Aghanim fights. Oh, 100 rupees!
Oh, no!
I suppose I commentator cursed that. Some might say.
I guess you could say
now
that...
going... We're now going to Sahasrara. Now, gonna pick up those Titans mitts.
I guess you could say that Elminster wasn't digging his choice there after all. Hey, it's not a pear pun, but... Eastern also not bearing any fruits, so... Is this meaning we're gonna have to grind for rupees? For Zora?
That's looking like their only option left. And it's looking like Fred's decided to go to Aghanim as well, so Elminster not actually in as bad a spot because Fred is deciding to do that now. So Elminster go. He was hovering over Flute 2 for a second there, thinking about going to Zora. There's a couple of different places in the newer randomizer now. It's more difficult to farm for rupees, in my opinion, because of the item drops are all manipulated. However, there is a nice, and the trees as well, drops are randomized. But there is a cave with 60 rupees in it, right to the east of Desert Palace, that you can go and farm rupees should you need to. But it's looking like Elminster's deciding to actually check Eastern first. You know, with hindsight and with the knowledge that we have, we know that's a bad idea. However, he doesn't know that, and using the knowledge that he has, that this has, you know, 3 potential locations, it's a pretty good choice.
Yeah, this is an interesting scene. You know, it's like, hey, here's a bunch of fun items at the beginning, and oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna have to to figure out a way to get where you need to go. Hi.
I do have to say my least favorite thing about these randomizers is, as it has come up where I have had to do this similar thing, farming a bunch of rupees for Zora. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, grinding is definitely, the worst part of a randomizer. I know that I don't necessarily play Link to the Past randomizer. I play Zelda 1, and I've had several seeds where I've had to grind rupees to purchase keys because there was no more keys available in dungeons. And I knew where the key item was because I'd find everything else, so I knew where it was. I'm like, I am not spending an hour grinding rupees to get keys. It's just not happening.
Right. It's such a costly investment, and it's a huge problem. Which is why I think Elminster decided to come into Eastern instead of farming right now. Third chest, I guess he's just kind of autopiloting right now. Forgot that he grabbed the big key from the map chest. But looking forward to see after he sees that. Oh well, yeah, he's gonna get the shovel. He's gonna go check the shovel spot, and then after he sees nothing, is he gonna jump right into farming rupees, or is there? What's he gonna do?
I have no idea, but I'm very disappointed with Fred right now. He has the bug catching it, and he's not using it.
Well, it is an extra pause screen.
Yeah, but you have the bug catching now. You need to use it to bounce things back when you have it. It's just, it's just the right thing to do.
Elminster's got the net as well. Now we should see him going to farm. Yep, there he goes, fluting to 7. That rupee cave that I did mention a couple minutes ago, and we're going to go see what it is that King Zora has in store. Oh, it doesn't have 60. It's got 50. Area of the cave was wrong. I thought there was 12.
Yeah, Fred gonna go ahead and pick up the 100 rupees here from the flute spot, and more than likely he's going to be going to do the same thing that we see Elminster doing.
Indeed, it looks like it.
The grind is real.
So by the time Fred gets into the cave here, it's looking like Elminster is going to be about 120 rupees ahead. So that's just 3 ahead. So Elminster's just got to do this twice more, and then he's just going to be heading right out to Zora. Whereas Fred's got another 5 farm sessions to go.
This is crazy right now.
All right, moment of truth. Let's see it, Elminster. What? Ooh, nearly getting bodied out of the way of the duck.
So I guess the question is, aside from the Moon Pearl, which would be the obvious answer of what they want, what other items could Zora have that, makes this potentially, that he can actually have to make the seed completable?
the hook shot, that would open up all of Eastern Death Mountain. Which is basically, at this point, hookshot would just be a fetch quest item, because then you would just use hookshot to go to Death Mountain to then check more items. Dark World. So it's either going to be Moon Pearl or it's going to be hookshot to go to Death Mountain, where Moon Pearl will be.
It could also potentially be the book to open up Desert Palace, where there could be items required to get to Dark World as well. I kind of want to see it be book.
Talk about kicking them while they're down, man. Jeez.
Well, both could also be it, and have the Armos Knights do it. And oh, it is the hook shot.
There
We
it
got a
is.
fetch quest. We got a fetch quest.
Now, what's great about the hookshot though is it opens up a lot of locations, as well as without the boots, it's actually a speed item. So that's nice. And it seems to me that actually a gap a little bit between himself and Elminster. There's still a bit of time in between the two, and Elminster keeps blocking himself in there. Unfortunately, does not have the magic powder to turn them into a jumping bag. So I'll be interested to see if Elminster actually decides to check the Super Bunny chests.
Can you do Super Bunny without the mirror?
His Titan's Mitts to get into the warp, and then you can, you don't have to mirror through the blocks, you can walk all the way around through the cave.
Okay.
So the, I don't really know what to call that heart piece. That one on the floating island there is a rupee, red rupee. To grab that, Elminster deciding to check the spiral cave first. Actually, an interesting routing choice here. Instead of checking the other seven chests first. From this randomizer, there's a fancy little bomb jump that you can do to get back across that gap. So we've got a heart piece there for Elminster and a heart piece and arrows for Fred. Still got another 5 locations here for Fred to check. There won't be anything. Oh, so Elminster is going to be showing off Super Bunny here. Anything required to progress there, but it looks like Moon Pearl. There it is. I was waiting for it. The very last chest there. So he is going to be able to continue now and go straight into the Dark World and some dungeons. Getting more items here, where Elminster is going to aren't going to have anything required to progress as far as the seed generation is concerned. But it still could be something good. Normally, bunny, you cannot do anything with the bunny. Open chest, dash, push blocks, shoot your slash your sword. Nothing can be done as bunny. But if you fall down a for whatever reason, it allows the bunny to do pretty much act exactly like Link. You can swipe your sword, although there is no sword sprite, it's invisible, it still does damage. So you can use items. Actually, I don't entirely know about using items. The only item that I know for sure you can use is Mirror as Bunny.
From everything I've seen about looking into the Super Bunny trick, it does allow you to. I'm not sure about the items either. I know it allows you to use the sword. I've only seen it through YouTube videos. I haven't. This is actually the first time I've seen it in a real live. Oh my god! I actually just saw that, and it's freaking adorable. Run.
All right, so it's looking like Meyer and Skull Woods, and I guess I'm just blind. I didn't see the... Yeah. So Meyer, Skull Woods, and Swamp. Now, Swamp is kind of an unfortunate one. As it has many, many locations to check. 6 of them, as a matter of fact. Ooh, and there's the mirror. Ooh, that's really, really good find there for Fred. Overworld item collection, a lot more efficient. He's not going to need to go around and,
Yeah, that also means now he can get in the desert, not a problem, because he's got Z-Mirror.
And he's already he's already there, too. So we might be seeing that come out from him. Elminster going straight there as well. So it's looking like Fred has taken a little bit of a lead here. And the bow, my goodness. The Desert Mire area are really, really good. That's going to allow him to clear out Eastern too, so they already can... Interestingly, Fred is fluting away. Doesn't know where to go. Elminster now finding the mirror. I guess Fred is deciding to go into... Ooh. Elminster saving quitting. Not actually going to check that Eastern Desert Heart piece.
Interesting. Very interesting. So Fred's gonna do Village of Outcasts.
And Elminster deciding to go grab flippers.
Which technically, I mean, they're needed to get to Ice Palace, but you can fake flippers there, so you don't necessarily need them. But I do like the call here for Fred doing Thieves Town, because it's a pretty short dungeon, you can get it out of the way.
This is Elminster getting totally trolled by this fairy. Every time he thinks it's gonna go over the edge, it says nope and flies backwards.
So it sits there like, hey, you like me? You like me? Yeah, you can't catch me.
Yeah. So along the lines of the flippers being required, you do say that, you know, you need them to get without fake flippers, you need them to get into ice. But however, you might also need them for Swamp because like I said, Swamp has a lot, and you do need flippers to get through Swamp. So it's entirely possible that there's something that these players want in.
Right now we are doing Tower of Hera, which, as we've already seen, is a required item. And hey, look, there's an early, in quotation marks, big key.
That palace. I didn't see which item it was in the where that first key is in the dungeon. It was either the map or the compass because Elminster didn't pick it up. So he just needs to hope that the lower item, where you need some sort of fire item. Well, I guess he doesn't need to hope, but he is hoping that is going to be the other of the map or compass, so that he doesn't have to go down there and check it. He can, because he does have the fire rod. Time costing item, and he's not checking the big chest. Why isn't he checking the big chest?
Did he forget he grabbed the big key, or is he opting to fall down? He's doing the traditional method. He's going to fall down.
He's falling. So he doesn't know the bomb jump, and he also doesn't know that you can just hook shot across to the chest. So that's something that Elminster can say that he learned, is that you can hook shot to that chest, the big chest, without even needing to do the bomb jump. But unfortunately, he wants to check all of the locations in Hera. He is going to have to go down through the tile room to the basement of Hera.
And now it's time for everybody's favorite boss, Trollborm.
Elminster taking down Moldorm, no problem. Playing it a little bit risky there. away from Moldorm.
Was that
But
boots?
you're grabbing... That was red boomerang.
Oh, it was red boomerang. I just saw a red item.
I hope you didn't get your hopes up too much there. But looking back to Fred's screen here, he has found absolutely nothing of interest in Thieves Town. But he is just plugging right along here. And I mean, you know, if nothing else, you get a crystal out of all of this. And Elminster looking like he is actually going to go down to the basement of Terra to check the item here. Now, I wasn't if Fred got the map already.
Yeah, I don't know either. So I love how Elminster's just running around to this tile room carrying the pot like, haha, you can't catch me.
Showing off his dodging skills.
Hey, if you can dodge a floor tile, you can dodge a ball. Blind with the pizza joke pun, I love it. Also, now that we've seen Moldorm and Blind here, I want to point out the fact that Link to the Past loves an obsession with eyes. Here in the game, you're going to see a bunch of eyeball-related bosses. You already saw the big old googly eyes of Moldorm, and of course, Blind being a direct eyeball reference, but we're going to see a couple other ones as well. Just keep that in mind as we go throughout the game.
Was the map there from Blind, so we do know that the last potential item in Thieves Town is locked behind the hammer pegs in the large chest. Now going back here, going to probably regret... Oh, no, he's not. He's still not going to check that location. He's just going into desert right now.
I'm also going to pick up the Bomb Bust medallion just in case he needs to get the Turtle Rock.
Right. But I still don't entirely agree with the decision for not checking that eastern item there. I know, looking like Fred's going to do some more overworld stuff here, particularly in Thieves Town. In part 2 of Desert, but then deciding to go back to check these locations. Getting caught by the sand trap. And seeing the big key.
Oh, boots required for desert. Insert the Price is Right failure horn sound right now.
And it's possible he'll still be able to check 3 chests, or well, 2, I guess. If he gets a small key, yeah, there it is. So he can check 2 more chests, which could potentially be the in this dungeon.
I'm digging what Fred's doing right now.
Looking like a blue rupee there from but Elminster getting a 50 rupee from the first item of Desert. And the red cane! Now have Desert, finished out here. As far as items are concerned, he just needs to get the boots and go back, grab the big key, and he'll be able to finish that out. But the red cane, that is a nice pickup for him there.
Yeah, Fred going and doing the breadsmiths.
Minster's doing...
Interesting.
He can't get into T-Rock. The only reason he would have... Yeah, I don't... I thought he was going to go check the Ether tablet.
Which he can't because we don't have book.
Right, okay. So... Oh, he's going to do the hookshot cave. Obviously.
Fred going and checking Batman here because he has the powder.
I don't know why that completely slipped my mind. But getting a heart piece there from that, so unfortunately, no payoff. Unless they're trying to be fancy and doing a safe and deleting that block with the mirror, trying to hookshot to it as he pushes it and then walk through it, but didn't quite flip into it enough to walk through. They're gonna have to take the long way around.
Fred taking the long and arduous path to get the chest unlocked, and by that I mean he has a very strong duck.
And to no avail either. From that. Alright, so now Elminster checking the... Oh, he's gonna check the pendant requirement for... Check it for... Ooh, so Bombos for T-Rock, which is great. They've already got that one. Did they check Meyer when they walked by? I didn't check.
I thought Meyer was also Bombos. You did say we were going to see a bunch of Bombos earlier, so I think that's what it was. Not that Meyer is necessarily required, because Meyer is a pendant dungeon, but...
So far, we've got a red potion. The hammer! Now that's a nice thing to find, let me tell you. So that pretty much... As far as what Elminster needs.
Still looking for boots, though.
He's gonna need the boots.
He's doing T-Rock now with the hammer.
Interesting decision. He is already here.
Yeah.
Now, but I do have to disagree with this though. The amount of, well, the amount of backtracking is still. I don't think that it was worth doing this now. There is a small amount of backtracking that he did just have to do walking back T-Rock, and he's going to have to backtrack again to go back to that warp when he goes to Ganon's tower. So it's not actually... In terms of, I guess, small amounts of backtracking, it was not worth it to do this now.
Yeah,
especially since he still needs to be checking for chests.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a very interesting call here as Fred is making his way into the Dark World Hype Cave, although significantly less hype than we have seen in the past.
Definitely not hype, but pretty healthy.
Yeah, so this is again. I can understand the decision to do Turn on Rock now because you're in the area, but it's also a very interesting call to do it now, as you said, because of the need to check all of the chests.
And some of the ones in T-Rock are pretty lengthy, like going to the Mimic Cave. I'll take quite a bit of time. It's no trivial thing. And something else I know has ran this game a little bit. Should be a problem, but it can be tricky for some players to navigate through the dark maze on the platform without the lamp. Because Elminster does not have the lamp. But it's very, very in the easiest dark room to do without the lamp, because as long as you know you've got the maze memorized, which it's very simple as far as your directional inputs go. I kind of lost my train of thought, but it shouldn't be a problem for Elminster.
Yeah, no. Of the basically what's going on here is in the light world, the way the game is, the way the randomizer plays is that even if you don't have the lamp in the light world, you will still have your little flashlight enemy in the dark areas. In the dark world, however, any room that would require the flashlight function will not be lit up. Instead, you'll have to navigate in the dark. You know, Witchy is perfectly fine. There are 3 dungeons that are going to do that. Palace of Darkness, obviously, Misery Mire, and of course, as we were mentioning, Turtle Rock. The Turtle Rock maze is pretty easy because you're on a moving platform and all you have to do is go ahead and remember which directions you have to face at which time. So if you ask most people who run this game, navigating through Dark Turtle Rock is in fact going to be the easiest of the 3 options, with Misery Mire being the most difficult and the most obnoxious because, at least in Palace of Darkness, you have the option of lighting some torches in a couple of the rooms.
Well, the maze in T-Rock is pretty rough as well. My method of choice is to pull out something, some item that I have that gives me a visual indication of where I am. Like if I have boots, I dash a bunch to see the little dust clouds come up, and or I hold my sword out to see the sparkles, and then I just pull up a map.
Yeah, we're seeing Mimic Cave being taken care of right now. And the interesting thing for Elminster here is he's going to have to do Mimic Cave without the use of the bow, because he doesn't have it yet.
He's only got 9 bombs left. And interesting, bombs, he can't throw the bombs over those blocks. He has to, oh, these mimics are taking to die. Oh, I think that was 4 bombs per mimic. He's not gonna...
Wow.
Not gonna have enough.
No, he's not. Can he kill them with something other than bombs and arrows?
Cane of Samaria.
We can kill with the cane?
I believe it does damage. Oh, and then, okay, and then you just swipe the...
Wow!
Alright, now is this gonna pay... If this is something value for him... It just gives him some for his trouble. Oh, poor Elminster, dude.
Oh, wow. First the fairy, now the Mimic Cave. The trolling is real.
And just more bombs, dude. More bombs. Now, what was interesting to me is that he did not check... So... That's a thing. He does have the keys that he needs to continue through the dungeon.
Red getting knocked off the edge. Moldorm claiming a victim here. As you can see, here is the dark room, which I'm not gonna lie, I love the visual there of Link just sitting on the platform, being dark. Just to see the shadow of Link on this platform. I do love that visual.
Yeah, as you can see, Elminster had a pretty easy... Oh no, he just walked straight off the side. He had it. He had got... That was correct. And if he falls off again... Oh no, Elminster died.
Wow.
Oh, he's got a fairy. Okay, I didn't... Oh, that's right. The bottle salesman gave a fairy.
Oh my, that's right.
I do apologize. I do know my mic is cutting out. I'm trying to fix that. But just bear with me.
We're pairing with you right now.
Elminster got a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Mixed up, I guess. Oh, there he goes. He got it. All right, nicely done. Now, again, I don't remember which of the map and compass he has already acquired in this dungeon, so I don't know, clear as far as
This is going to be interesting, not to interrupt, but he has no way of blocking the lasers here to get through.
That's not too much of a concern. You can just dash right by. I don't know if he knows that, but you can dash right by each of those lasers. If you dash along the top of the each of those pathways. Oh, he doesn't have boots. Oh, yeah, he can just walk right by.
How can we dash?
Yeah, that's a... Oh, okay, and so now he's dead. But he took the door there, so he's just gonna respawn right back there at the door. So not a huge time loss there. It might have even been intentional, that death there, so he could get some hearts back for trying to get around these lasers again. Now, of note, the laser, only the front part of the laser has a hitbox, so you can actually walk to it. Let's see if he...
Fred's doing ice.
Well, he can fully clear it. So not a bad choice there.
I'm opting to take the death here on the lasers, and I definitely agree with that. But this is going to be interesting going through Ice Palace here, because at this point they're still looking for all the chests, so we're probably not going to see these speedrun strats for Ice, which is just, you know, go through and do one loop. We're probably going to see all the chests opened here by Fred. So that's going to be, we're going to get to see the full-on tour, in theory, of the Ice Palace.
Yeah, and there's a couple things being said in chat. You don't actually need bombos for Ice Palace, and there is enough mana for T-Rock there, for Trinex, because there's that full health, or full magic refill.
And especially considering we've got gold swords, so killing the fire and ice heads aren't going to be too difficult. However, if you miss your first shot, it might be.
Right there, so yeah, so Elminster actually missed quite a few of those ice rod shots. And with the gold sword, you can actually kill the heads within one cycle, with one shot instead of two normally that you would need with the tempered sword. But Elminster's still managing to clear that out with just enough magic, so he needs to not take any damage here from Trinex, which he does not, so he clears. That puts him one crystal ahead.
Nope.
Or no, just kidding, because
nope,
because he hasn't done thieves, and Fred has. So
yeah,
actually,
that's two and two.
2 and 2. So I'm really curious to see where Elminster is going to go next. He could go anywhere. Also, Fred barely getting the position off for the Ice Palace bomb jump there before the bomb explodes. Lumberjack Cave was
red rupee.
Rupees. They don't need that. Yeah, that T-Rock was awful.
Yep. And I do want to point out, for the tracker, I am not tracking the crystals in order of what number they are. I'm just tracking them. Hey, they got a crystal. I'm clicking 1. Hey, they got a second crystal. I'm clicking 2. So I'm not checking which crystal is which one. I'm just clicking it.
I mean, it's super hard to keep track of which crystal is where. The other way you'd be able to do that would be just whenever they pause, looking at which ones they have. It's just too much work, in my opinion. But Fred getting ether of any value, since we know that ether is not required. Bombos is needed for T-Rock and Meyer, which potentially could have something in it, but hopefully not.
Yes, if one of the pendant dungeons is going to have something in it, Swamp is going to be the more likely culprit here. But hey, considering the fact that, you know, we need the boots for the bonk big key in desert, boots at the pedestal. Just saying. Boots
Oh
the
my
pedestal.
gosh. Please, no.
Yes! Yes! And Fred getting the big key in the room right before he would drop down for the big chest. So that timing is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, but nothing in Ice Palace. Well, maybe, depending on what Cold Stare gives. And again, I need to pay a little bit more attention to when they're grabbing the map and compass.
Yeah, so for those of you wondering, the pendant dungeons here in this seed are Swamp Palace, Misery Mire, and Skull Woods. Yeah, we know that Elminster going through Thieves. The only chest we don't know is going to be the chest that's guarded by the hammer, the whack-a-moles, which Elminster going through here with the hammer can check them. Hopefully for Fred's sake, it's nothing that's required. Hopefully for the sake of trolling, it is the boots.
Elminster looking like he got the God Pixel there, although just getting absolutely bodied by just about every enemy along the Hellway. And Fred getting trolled by a little falling ice puff right as the rest of Cold Stare is about to be vulnerable. So all of those... but he managed to clean it up, no problem there, and got a red rupee for his troubles.
Also, I'd like to point out, more eyeballs. Exactly, Cal. Boots, we're going to have to sew together our own boots. 4 parts of it in the Thieves Town Big Chest, the Master Sword Pedestal, the Catfish, and in Misery Mire. And not just anywhere in Misery Mire, but you have to kill Vitreous to get them. So all 4 of them.
Or the 5th piece needing the green pendant.
Oh, you want it to be the sarsaparilla item?
No, I mean, just the 5th part to our boots there would be... it's just adding a 5th portion.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so we are about to see what the big chest is going to be in, Thieves. And it's a nothing. Red rupees. I guess I shouldn't say nothing. But...
No, it's nothing. You can say nothing. It's fine.
So Fred going through a desert right now, gonna find that he cannot complete it at this point. Thieves Town, or as some affectionately call it, Steve's Town. And down goes Blind. Now, if I were Elminster, I would just go and finish out Eastern right now.
He can. He doesn't have the bow yet.
Wait. Yeah, he still hasn't gone and checked the... Oh, man. Fred is going to do Pod, which is actually a great decision on his part. He's going to do Pod, check all those items, in the Eastern afterwards, and finish Eastern.
Interesting thing for Palace of Darkness, I don't know how comfortable Fred is doing it in the dark.
Minimizing back Yeah, that's true. If you don't have any or much experience with the Dark Maze in Pod, it can be extremely difficult. Sometimes it's not even something that you really consider, the dark rooms and not having lamp.
You know, it's definitely an interesting concept here. We still haven't seen. Have we seen what the flute kid gives us for an item yet?
No. No, we haven't.
Right, well, Elminster going to go ahead and allow us to dig up more dirt puns as he's going to go ahead and do the shovel game. Fred on the other side is going into the Palace of Darkness, so we're going to be able to potentially see what we're doing. Only potentially, though. And we're going to start out there with a key for Fred. He's going to mirror back to the beginning of the dungeon, and now we're going to head to the right side of Palace of Darkness. We had left side, we have right side. Now, you know, put your right foot in and shake it all about, everybody. Why do you mean, why does Blind tell dad jokes? Why doesn't Blind tell dad jokes? I mean, do we need a reason for horrible jokes? Absolutely not. This entire stream, this entire run has been nothing but bad, horrible pear puns. So you're getting mad about a cheesy pizza joke? Come on, man. There's no reason for that.
I'm trying to come up with some sort of pizza pun comeback for that, but
You're not feeling saucy at all?
God, let me think.
So hold on, wait. What you're saying is you're a crusty old man? I mean, I can keep going all day if you want me to.
I yield.
Fred now continuing his way through Palace of Darkness here, dealing with all of the fun-loving bumper spiders. And feels bad, man, doing hammer pegs without the boots. Also, I love it. Even Fiesel getting in on the pun action here. Wow. Oh, hey, look, there's the book.
I admit defeat. There's the book, and that does unlock 2 more locations for them to check, as well as seeing what's behind the Master Sword pedestal. So they can check the 2 tablets that normally have ether.
I also enjoy seeing, fun items by the tablets. Nothing wrong with that, although, like I said, I am still hoping and praying for a pedestal boots. Yeah, yes, Hype Cave was checked, and Hype Cave was decidedly not hype.
Alright, so Fred, the only chests he's got left to check are within dark rooms, so we are going to see how he does. The ones down on the rupee... Too bad, it's a very straight shot. Using his sword out to see his position. Getting a piece of heart.
Don't you mean a Pizza Heart?
Oh my god, please.
I just want to point out, after all of these puns, Wild Anaconda will never do commentary with me again. Fred opting to go
I
into Eastern
appreciate. I appreciate all. All puns. And the Bombos tablet here from Elminster. With his newfound book.
And this just goes to show you, everybody, that reading is power.
Reading gives you life.
Hey, take a look. It's in a book.
So yeah, like I was saying, I do like this choice from Fred to go... But it does eliminate some backtracking. Unfortunately, did not decide to finish out Pod. Even with the dark rooms with the chests down, if he had finished those out, there are still a couple more dark rooms with the terrapins, or those turtles in them, that can be pretty devastating. But there are lanterns in those rooms, so it does make it a little bit easier to traverse.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Fred's not entirely comfortable with doing things in the dark. Fred's experience with this game, as you know, as proficient as he seems right now, he's only been doing Link to the Past randomizers for about a month and a half, so I'm fairly certain he's trying his damnedest to get Lantern. And then we have the rainbow of rupees there, blue, red, green. So he is trying to find Lantern as much as he can, because I'm pretty sure he is not comfortable doing it in doing Palace of Darkness in the dark, or doing, you know, Turtle Rock in the dark. I didn't want to say doing it in the dark, because this is the internet. We all know where that's going to go.
And I mean, like, you can't really blame him. It's tough stuff to do with not a whole lot of experience with the game, doing things without the lamp. So. Elminster grabbing the rupees. He didn't fake flippers earlier on, so he didn't actually check what that was. Okay, that's... makes more sense. And now he's going to Hobo, which is going to be nothing good. I remember exactly what it is, but...
It wasn't anything memorable.
And we see Fred here. In Hieroglyph.
Yeah,
oh, it was
Blue
the blue mail. That's right.
Zero Rush. Elminster's looking for the same thing that Fred's looking for, which is the same thing that we're looking for, which is Z-Booties. And bow. Elminster still needs the bow, which we know is in the Northeast Desert Cave. Fred, looking like he's thinking about Swamp Palace right now, which, looking for items, isn't a bad call.
It's really not. I mean, he can, of course, go do T-Rock.
Yeah, but with Fred not being comfortable, he's looking for Lantern. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is definitely a very interesting race here, because this has turned into a Link to the Past, the search for footwear.
And we know Elminster's not going to find anything in ice, except for ether, but again, ether is not... Yeah, so he's just doing a crystal right now.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah. I kind of want, you know, Swamp to have the boots. Just because, you know, I always... A big surprise here for everyone who's listened. I want to see, you know, things be a little bit crazy. And not because I want to torture our runners, but because I want to see as much of the capabilities and the skill sets of our runners as possible. And the best way to do that is, of course, by the way, excellent room there by Elminster getting the 1-bomb kill. And the best way to do that is to have items in locations that you don't want them to be in. So it forces us to see more of the game that the runners are playing. And looks like Elminster is going to be taking the quote-unquote traditional route here through Ice Palace, just because, again, he's checking all the chests. So we are going to see a 2-looper.
Well, I mean, you don't have to do that. If you are checking all the chests, you can still do the bomb jump.
True, but with the spikes with the pegs being down there, you absolutely do have to.
He could have just gone back. I mean, he could have gone back and jump. It's still the most efficient to still do the bomb jump and check all the chests.
Oh, absolutely. And can I point out how obnoxious it is to have to walk on ice without the boots? Also, nice little fun trick there using the way the mechanics in the game work. So you've probably you'll see this another time here in Ganon's Tower, where they'll push a block and then hook shot through. As a block is moving, it technically doesn't have a sprite, so to speak. So you can go ahead and hook shot through it. It is a trick you will see used here. So it's a very interesting trick. I didn't actually realize that was what was going on with it until this tournament, but it is definitely fun to see. Fred now doing the long and arduous walk through Swamp, hoping he's going to be rewarded for his trouble here, and hoping that the game is not going to be like,
I certainly hope the game would not be like that either. Ooh, nice little boost there from the bumper.
Bumper boost struts!
Nothing from Swamp here from Fred. I'm sure he's getting a little shaking in his boots that he does not have. Hoping that he's going to find something here pretty soon.
Can I also point out real quick that I love the mechanic here in the Ice Palace where you have to pull the tongues on the statues to get doors to open? I just absolutely love to point out that fact that you have to pull tongues to open doors. Not like save keys to open doors, but pull tongues to open doors. Look, guys, here's all I'm going to say is if you want to sit there and you're trying to make boot puns, all I'm going to say about that is this, we're sitting here, we're looking for these, these boots. The biggest thing our runners need right now is just need a little soul. That's all.
I do say though, whoever finds the boot first, that's gonna put the other player on the back foot.
Hey, there we go.
Finally.
Hey, I might have, shoehorned that pun in, but, I've been waiting to make it the entire time, so, forgive me. Elminster opting to having to go use the backup strats here of getting the magic underneath the blocks because no magic there. I thought there was. Never mind. Does he have enough magic to take out Cold Stare? Oh, he has the Bombos medallion. Never mind.
Yeah, with Bombos.
Yeah. Also, remember the eyeballs? Well, this is Argus, and he's also a giant floating eyeball.
Fred is really committing here. He's hoping so badly that Argus is going to drop something, and by something I mean boots.
He would also accept Lantern.
That's true. Yes, I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, he wants that Lantern for sure. All right, but Elminster with crystal number 4, and Fred getting nothing. So these players are pretty much in the same boat right now.
Well, they were both in water-based dungeons, so they could be in the same boat. You are correct.
Elminster going back to Death Mountain. Is he gonna check
Ether Tablet?
Oh, Ether Tab. I was gonna say, is he checking the Burn a Cave? Because that would be not even possible with the health he has right now and no invulnerability items.
No fairies at all, so... He's like, hey, there's a fairy, so I might as well... Is this one gonna troll? This one's gonna troll
it's doing it! It's doing it! Oh, no! And poor Elminster, dude. Oh, jeez.
Let's realize,
man.
My name has something to do with the fact that my last name is Greenleaf. That Tactite getting in the way of a perfectly good fairy.
Alright. Picking up the book now for Fred, and Elminster grabbing the Tempered Sword. So...
Ooh.
No...
We really need to temper our excitement here.
Oh, so okay, so Elminster is gonna go in here, he's gonna grab some fairies. And I can only assume he's gonna check the Burn a Cave now.
I like this, I think.
I mean, at this point, might as well check everything that you can. Like, these players are running short on locations that they can check. So with the book now, it looks like Fred's going to check Bombos Tablet. He's going to find nothing there.
No, Noratech, it is not possible for the boots to spawn in a location where the boots could be required to get them. The game has sanity checks in there. So, for example, the boots could never be on top of the bookshelf in the library. They could never be on top of the item in the Desert Palace. However, nor can the flippers be in a place like the island in the middle of the lake, because it cannot be at a location where you could have to do a glitch to get them.
There's also plenty of other bonk locations too, like the pile of rocks to the west of Sanctuary. Need boots to get in there, as well as King's Cave. A fairy in a bottle for using his fairy in a bottle. Elminster just getting repaid in what he used for every item here. He had those bombs from the Mimic Cave. He's gotten a fairy back from Burn a Cave. Where is he going now?
Either way, I love the fact that, whether it's a fairy, whether it's a bee, the flying, buzzing items have been trolling Elminster fiercely right now.
So maybe he's going to check Catfish? We haven't seen Catfish yet.
No, we have not. Fred going to get a little bit of a bad temper here as he's going to check out the Ether tablet. I mean, it is still possible that fcoughlin has the boots because, you know, Green Pendant item has not been discovered.
It's entirely possible, yeah.
Fred, going back to Dark World, is he considering... Yeah, he's considering Skull Woods right now.
Well, it's the only other dungeon that doesn't require the lamp right now.
Yeah,
and
Catfish,
Elminster getting arrow upgrade. Talk over you there, but yeah, nothing too great from Catfish. So I would assume Elminster is going to hookshot across over here and go check. There's 2 items that he can check.
Boots and Skull Woods, there they are!
Oh man, the value, dude. The value.
Wow,
Fred in a very, very good spot right now.
Yeah, Fred's gambit paying off. He's like, I don't need to be here anymore. I've got the last thing I need. He's like, he's going to have to deal with some dark rooms, unfortunately, but that is going to give him the huge, huge advantage right now.
I mean, at the very least, it's going to put him 1 more crystal up on Elminster for the time being. It looks like that's what he's going to decide to do, first of all, go to Desert. And you know, it might end up paying off too, because there is 1 more item location in Desert, which is the Land Moloss. Oh no, just kidding. Both of the items were the large chest and Land Moloss are going to be map and compass. So never mind. He's just going to be getting a crystal here, which obviously is not.
Yeah, not ideal at all, but...
Yeah, so Elminster got checked the graveyard piece. Got nothing. Gonna go check this other heart piece. To the north, and it is rupees. And I wonder, is Elminster gonna go into there? Nope.
Looks like
No, he's not
going to do Dark Pod? No, he can't because he doesn't have the bow.
He can't. He doesn't have the bow. He still doesn't have it.
This feels like an oversight that he didn't check Northeast Desert Cave.
I'm inclined to agree. It's really setting him back right now.
No, it looks like he's gonna try Pod a little bit here.
I mean, there's not a whole lot he's going to be able to do. They're going to be those items on the check. And he got hit losing
by
Kiki.
Kiki. Wow.
That's not something you see every day.
Now I'm taking the gamble here that the bow is going to be in Palace of Darkness. You know, at this point, considering all he knows, not a bad gamble, but we know it is.
Down goes Land Moloss for Fred. Only 2 remain. Palace of Darkness. So the question here is he going to continue searching for items, searching for that lamp? Or is he just going to try and brave it and make it through without the lamp? Because pod now has become significantly easier, not needing to do that maze. But there's still a couple of dark rooms that are tough. However, there is one of them that has a lantern in it that he can light with the fire rod. That makes it a lot easier. Rock maze. If you don't know the directions you need to be going in that maze, it can be very hard.
Yeah, Fred looks like he's going to go check the 2 bonk locations by Sanctuary, which isn't going to take too much time. If he gets him the lamp, he's going to be happy. But as you definitely said, with Palace of Darkness now being significantly shorter, he doesn't have to go back and check the big chest in the dark maze. That's probably going to be a little bit easier. Dark Turtle Rock's probably still going to be a thing, but as we've determined earlier, as long as you know the direction you're supposed to be facing, in theory, you should be fine.
Because if you know the direction you need to be facing, the amount of time you have before you actually need to be holding that input is quite long. So you have quite a bit of leeway.
There it is!
That's it!
Wow!
So
the absolute item Fred was looking for.
I'm sure he's incredibly relieved, or he might be very nervous, wondering where his opponent is right now, but it's open. We know that he has got everything he needs, and he is just in a crystal rush right now. He's going to go to pod, clear out pod, finish up T-Rock, and then finish the game.
Yeah, Fred has to be lighting up over finding that.
But it is Fred's race to lose now. Getting trolled by that fairy, but then it comes back once he decides to leave it. The deficit right now, Elminster, I mean, he doesn't need lamp, but he doesn't have bow and he doesn't have boots still.
And that's the big deciding factor here is Fred checked the Northeast Desert, got the bow, was on a desperate search for boots and lamp, so he started going to dependent dungeons. Yeah, Fred has done Swamp, but at the same time, he also checked Inwood Skull Woods, which led him to the boots, which now gives him that hugely decided advantage. And we are going to see Dark Maze here from Elminster. Well, maybe. We're pausing and looking and trying to figure out what we're doing. Yep.
Oh, Fred doesn't have the big key for Palace of Darkness, so he did need to come in here anyway. And there it is.
So I'd like to point out that you are seeing both runners in the same location. Fred showing us what Elminster can't see, so this is actually kind of good, so you get to see exactly what's going on.
And he does need to grab E as well from the big chest here in order to progress down through the basement. So good on Fred for having that foresight there. That's something that I would have. Oh, wait a minute. There's a key that he doesn't have somewhere. What chest did he not check? He needs a key before going down into the basement.
The second chest in the blue rupee room.
Ah.
He mirrored out after he got the first one.
Why did he try to get that other one? I thought he did, but looks like he managed to get all the rupees in that room, but he didn't get the key. But there he goes. So now he's just gonna finish out this dungeon. Elminster still making his way through the maze instead of being able to see himself, getting sniped right there by the Dodongo. But he does have a fairy.
Wait, Elm has fairies? I thought he was getting trolled by those.
He got the one from the Burna Cave still.
Oh, yeah. And a nice little trick here with the Cane of Samaria, you do not have to pull the statue up. to take care of it here. So we can just go ahead and put the cane to burner on that and save a little bit of time. Speed strats, everybody. Speed strats.
And Elminster, disappointed, I'm sure, devastated even, that he did not find anything in pod.
Yeah, but Elm has to be going over in his head, where is this bow? Where are these boots? What am I missing?
And it's looking like he is going to find the bow now.
Can you, would you dare say that this is unbelievable?
I would indeed say that. No, he's not! He's...
Oh, maybe
yes,
he is. Like,
okay.
wait, I didn't check this. Meyer, bad idea. Upper right chest, good idea.
Oh, he's gonna be kicking himself with the boots he doesn't have in a second here.
Yep, the other good thing here for Fred is Helmosaur King can be one shot with a silver arrow, so after the helmet is off, it's going to be a pretty quick fight. And there is the bow, masquerading here, just sitting in the desert, masquerading as the letter D.
It looked like Elminster is going to go back to Palace of Darkness and finish that out now.
Yeah, because he can now take out Palace of Darkness and Eastern. Boom, boom. The unfortunate thing for him, though, is he still needs the boots to take care of Desert Palace, which we know he's going to have to dive into Skull Woods for.
So it's entirely possible that Elminster can actually bring this back. As soon as he finishes, pod is pretty much done. Except for 2. He's gonna go grab those, finish that out, mirror it into Eastern. Eastern is completely done, except for killing the boss. He's checked all the chests there. And then after that, he just has to find boots and then clear out Desert, because he's already done T-Rock. Whereas Fred still needs to do the entire... And T-Rock's not a short dungeon.
Right, but here's the question is, if you're still looking for an item, are you going to go Skull Woods first, or are you going to go Swamp Palace, because Swamp has all of those chests?
He hasn't done Swamp, that's right. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a gamble. And if it was me, I would definitely go to Swamp, because I typically go for the highest density option. But really a gamble. So we'll just have to see.
All right, Caesar, the reason the boots are required here in this specific run is the big key in the Desert Palace is on a pedestal that you need to bonk into to get it to fall off. Just as the mirror isn't always needed, and I had a seed the other day where it was a mirrorless seed. So those are always fun when you get to see those little outliers.
And in situations like that, I believe it is possible for the... Even though the item is not required, I would... Still not possible for it to be in a location that you can't... That requires it to get.
Right. Yeah. You definitely cannot have an item like, say, for example, boots were not required in this seed because that big key was somewhere else. You couldn't have the boots on top of the pedestal because it, in theory, could create a seed that is unwinnable. So the sanity checks, assuming they are correctly programmed, would not allow for that to happen. But now we're seeing more of Dark Palace of Darkness here. I'm going to say that one 3 times fast. Dark Palace of Darkness, Dark Palace of Darkness, Dark Palace of Darkness.
Elminster just hammering about, deciding to ether. On, I guess it only works on the terrapins that are already flipped over, and now he's switching to Fire Rod. There he goes.
Hey, when all else fails, use Fire Rod.
Exactly.
The one good thing for Fred here in Turtle Rock is he's not looking for anything. So as soon as he has enough keys to progress, he can just go. And we are in the Halmasaur King fight for Elminster. And again, because Elminster also has the silver arrow, it's going to be a pretty elemental fight there. But I'm opting to just go for the 2-sword slash strat instead, because gold sword deals lots of damage.
Yeah, if you don't already have the silver arrows out, which you never will for Helmasaur, and you've got gold sword, it's just going to be faster to not menu to the arrows and just slash them twice. It's always very satisfying, though, to just one-shot bosses. So Elminster grabbed crystal number 5, heading right on into Eastern now to finish that out. Whereas Fred is making his way through the latter half of T-Rock. And going to the big chest. I guess because he doesn't really want to... But there's... Is it a gamble? No. I don't know. Either way. I got the tracker, don't worry. I got you covered. While you get it figured out. Oh, it seems like... we lost Greenleaf effect for the time being. We'll see how Fred fares here through the maze in T-Rock. He's already got the button pushed, and now he's just going to head on through. Looks like he does know where he's going. As Elminster is going to take out the Armos. Easy peasy every time with these silver arrows, just one-shotting these guys. Now, with crystal number 6, just needs that desert skull, but he's got to find those boots. So I'm going to be interested to see where he decides to go to check now. I mean, again, my guess would be Swamp. It's got the highest density of items. Heck. So we will see. So they were in the first chest in Skullwoods when you drop down the pit. Maybe he's going to Skullwoods. This would be an incredible... I mean, I wouldn't expect him to be going to Swamp from this location. Wow, it looks like he is. Interesting. Maybe he's thinking... Factoring into his decision here is that this has the green pendant, and he might be thinking It's a dreamy seed, but he's going right by. He's going right by it. He's not checking. Elminster, please. No. Please go back. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, man. I'm sure he'll check it. Like, he's... Unless he's just gonna go through and finish out the dungeon completely and then go back? Oh, Elminster, no! Hey! Ah, looks like he's gonna check the Master Sword pedestal now. As Fred entering in Ganon's tower. Make things go triple boom. So what? Bombs? 3 bombs? And he's floating! Ah, no! What are you doing? What are you doing, Elminster? No! Ah! You... Oh, man. Oh. Self. So hard. Once he finally goes back there. Now the question is, where is the big key in Ganon's tower? Is it gonna make... Is this seat... This seat has been super trolly so far. Is it going to give us one last troll? Power glove. Is it gonna give us one last troll? Right side, Ganon's tower. Elminster actually going to check Fat Fairy with the big bomb, and he's gonna show off some interesting mirror tech here. When got the wait a minute, why? Yeah, never mind. Forget I said anything. So for those of you who are unaware, the Fat Fairy has been changed so that you don't actually have to throw anything in. She just has 2 chests here. A piece of heart. Where does Elminster go now? He's going back to... Is he going back to Skull Woods? This is a really interesting choice. I don't really know what to think of this. Like, why did he go, leave, and then come back? Is it just... oversight? I don't know. Oh my god, why? To us, Elminster. It's as if he is living to raise the... It's right there. Just, oh. Oh my god. I'm just looking at chat. I love your guys' reactions. Oh man. Indeed. I mean, you know that we can't blame him. Because, you know, we have the gift of knowledge and knowing all of these things, whereas he doesn't, and so he's just doing the best, that what he thinks is best, with the knowledge that he has. And I think we've got green leaf effect back in here. We do. Like, saying anything. But regardless here, we've got indeed, as I suspected, Ganon's Tower giving us one last troll and putting the right side.
All right, sorry about that, everybody. Computers decided to say, no, you can't finish this race because I'm not sure why, but hopefully we're back and up and running. I can't see anything right now because my internet is still loading, but I figured I would get back here and say, hey, I'm not dead, everybody.
Well, welcome back. There it is. Fred just found the big key in Ganon's Tower, eastern side. He is now heading up to the upper part of Ganon's Tower, where Elminster walked past Boots twice. He did not go down the pit in cleared the boss. So it looks like he's not mirroring, so he might be going back into the previous part of the dungeon.
It's gotta be frustrating.
Especially once he finds Boots and sees that he walked past it 2 times. I'm sure. Fred having some struggles here with the mimics, but eventually gets them taken down.
Yeah, I can definitely remember playing this game as a kid and mimics being all kinds of like, nope, 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 I hate these things. I hate these things a lot.
Alright, here we go. Elminster. Finally heading on down. Gonna find the Boots. And there they are. Finished desert. Oh, and I have made that mistake many times as well myself. Trying to mirror out of Skull Woods when falling through that pit puts you right back at the... after having fallen down the pit, so you can't actually just leave the dungeon that way.
Yeah, that's, kind of bad. All right, but now we see Fred taking care of the second land molars, which doesn't seem like, it's that much different of a fight than the first time. But just having that one Medusa statue in the bottom left-hand corner firing the weird-looking fireballs makes it a much, much more difficult fight than it would seem at first glance.
Yeah, as it's being said in chat, the reason he didn't grab that first chest in Skull Woods is it's typical to grab that on your way out from checking that other chest, because once you do open it, there's a bunch of pits on the floor that make it less optimal. You can't dash through that whole room after that chest has been opened, so it's just faster to open it up second. Fred having a good gauntlet.
Opting to go with the lantern here because still not doesn't have all the magic he needs, but going to be able to get all the torches lit just fine. And here in the laser room, there's going to be a full magic refill, which is nice because we need it to light the torches in the next room. Good thing here for Fred, though, having enough keys, does not have to kill any of the mini Helmosaurs to get the final key. So we are, just casually going through Ganon's Tower, not a big deal.
Interestingly, not picking up the magic refill there right before Moldorm.
Ooh, Fred almost fell down Moldorm again. If you recall, he already fell down a Moldorm pit once earlier in this seed. So we're going to have to be very careful. And Moldorm just... Oh, again!
Oh, God.
Moldorm claiming Fred as a second victim here in the seed. Wow. Dear Lord, Moldorm, please!
As I was saying, though, I am curious as to why he didn't grab that the full magic pot refill. And need more magic for Ganon. I mean, I guess he doesn't really need it, but it would be, nice to not have to worry. Though, then again, he does have silver arrows, so I guess it's not really the... many times.
Yeah, we're definitely not doing serverless because we don't need to. Fred getting the angle just a little bit off there on Aghanim 2 here, so not going to be able to get the triple hit, but that's going to double hit on the second cycle here. So we're having a decent Aghanim 2 fight, all things considered. Well, that pattern's a wee bit trolly here.
Yeah, whenever the real Aghanim is in a corner of the room, it's incredibly hard to get anything other than his own energy ball to hit him.
Yep, but that's going to do it for Aghanim 2. Fred's on his way to the Ganon fight as Elminster's on his way to Ganon's Tower. And we're going to get one last set of Swag Duck here. So one more cheer for Swag Duck, everybody.
And it's looking like Fred's actually going to come in with a sub 2 hour time.
Yeah, and with how hidden, deeply hidden the boots were in this seed, that's, pretty respectable.
I definitely agree with that. Now, interesting, let's see if Elminster on all its trolls and actually check right side first.
Nope.
Doesn't look like it. Bit of damage there from phase 2 of Ganon, but does make it through.
Again, telling us where the silver arrows are not a problem. Fred does manage to get a Torch Glitch, so we have a surprisingly easier fight to manage. Torch Glitch, one of the easier ones to take care of here. As long as you light the left-hand torch for the right one goes out, you'll only ever have to light the left-hand torch.
And there it is.
That's going to do it.
And Fred now finishing up with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 20 seconds. Congratulations to Fred.
And
Dr. Wily.
Yep, absolutely. Good job here for Fred. And the interesting thing that this is going to do now is if you want to take a look over at the bracket standings, I believe this is Group N. This actually is going to create a very interesting scenario because it's going to put the potential for a crazy tie in second place in Group N. So that is something to keep your eyes on. As far as I understand, there are still a couple of matches left. I know Fred still has to play Adirondack Rick. Adirondack Rick has another match aside from Fred. Elminster, yeah, there's still some matches left, but it's going to be a very, very interesting thing to see what happens with second place here in this group. Elminster now continuing the search through Ganon's tower for the key, which we've already determined is, again, because it's the game, it's in a pretty trolly location.
Oh, Elminster blew up that the floor there before actually checking the chest. So just quickly leaving the room and going back in to reset that.
And now it's time for everybody's favorite show, Armos on Ice. And all things considered, pretty good fight there. Silver Arrows being able to one-shot them definitely helps. I love that. Boy goes drinking again.
Now we're already getting the bonk guesses in for Fred.
I'm going to go pretty low. I'm going to go with 3 bombs for Fred.
All right.
Yep, the drug-dealing kid. There it is.
Yep. Ooh, just barely dodging that wall master there. Elminster as he attempts to light all these torches to get into the next area with the chests where the big key lies.
Wait, the big key lies? So it's not telling us the truth? I'm a little disappointed now. The explosions sleep again.
And there it is.
Yes, 100% all bonks. Elminster not even caring, just, walking right over the spikes. Not a care in the world, no big deal, we got this, brah. Mirror Shield is nice, though, because it allows the lasers from the mimics to not hit you.
Yeah, something that we didn't see Fred grab just because of the order that he opened up the chests in. He opened the bottom 2 key was instead of the or Elminster opened the bottom 2 where Fred opened
the bottom 2, Elminster
Yes.
opened the top 2. That's what we're trying to figure out here.
Yeah. It's still too early for me.
Again, we are continuing the climb up Ganon's tower. See, this is also something I always love about the Zelda games, is you have, this very, old school feel. There's swords, there's magic, there's bows and arrows, there's all this fun stuff. And then just randomly there's turrets that fire laser beams. Where did those come from? Like, does anybody know where laser beam turrets come from here?
Same place where your sword that shoots sword beams came from, probably. Those super bouncy blue and red things, I assume you mean the Tektites on Death Mountain.
Are you talking about the, he said red and blue, so you could also be talking about the, I'm not sure what their actual name is. I refer to them as the bumper spiders.
Oh, the beetles?
Are they beetles? Yeah, I just like calling them bumper spiders.
Oh, they're just bouncy.
Alan,
Ooh,
going ahead
getting
and
that
picking up
lucky.
the magic refill.
Yeah. This seed decided to have mercy on Elminster.
Have mercy.
All right. This is in. It's coming up pretty soon here for Fred. And there it is, 9. Wow.
9 bonks. That's a you know a very, very low number of bonks. Helped by the fact that we got the boots super late.
Well, you know that we had to have 1 bonk get the big key off of the pedestal. So without that 1, it would have just been 8. Actually, there was another bonk for the key in Ganon's Tower, so 7.
And another bonk for the lamp for Fred because another pile of rubble, and a bonk for King's Grave.
Well, King's Grave wasn't a required bonk, and I guess neither was the other one for lamp. But, well, I guess if, you know, working on that logic, the Ganon's Tower key wasn't really required either. But again, GG to Fred. Upset. Correct me if I'm wrong. Seated higher than Fred is in the tournament.
As far as I'm concerned, as far as I understand, you would be absolutely correct. So, with that real quick, we do have everybody asking about the schedule coming up here tonight, and we do have an absolute smorgasbord of races coming up for you today. The next one is coming up here at 2 p.m. right here on Speed Gaming, and that is going to be Amazing Ampharos versus Alanim. Then at 3 p.m. over on Speedruns Live, we're going to have Jetab versus Ninnies. We have got 2 5 p.m. races. Now, again, all of these times I'm giving you are in Eastern Time. You can go ahead and convert that to your own time. We have 2 races coming up at 5 p.m. One is Zarby89 versus Rubel, and the other is Swerve versus Christos Owens. The Swerve Christos Owen race is going on right here at Speed Gaming as well. Then we have 2 races coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern, Carkhead versus In the Name of DT, and Triscorp versus Weapon. And our nightcap here is And4H and Leodox, also right here on Speed Gaming. And now we are going to go ahead and get into the Ganon fight, as we are getting a horrible, horrible serial pun.
Yeah, don't forget the 2 a.m. race. That's technically tomorrow. But 2 a.m. Eastern. On April the 7th, we've got another race as well. So races all throughout the day, continuing on well into the
early morning hours where, oh no, we didn't get the torch glitch here for Elminster. The only good thing again is no silverless kill required here, so we're going to be able to... Oh, we got the double shot, so nice kill. Very, very nice Ganon kill from Elminster there. No torch glitch, no problem.
And that is going to wrap up this race for us, so congratulations to Elminster, finishing up with an official SRL race time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 20 seconds, so exactly 11 minutes after his opponent in terms of the SRL race time. Congratulations to both runners. Congratulations to Fred for taking this victory off of Elminster. I am actually going to dip out of here a little bit before the end of the credits here, but thank you so much for watching, everyone. Stick around for all of the other races that are coming up today. My name is WildlyNaconda69. In Green Leaf Effect in co-commentary, and I will see you guys next mission.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Anaconda. And as we said, with that is going to be the end of this first race here. We've got another one coming up in 2.5 hours right here on Speed Gaming. So with that, everybody, I know that you're all wondering. So we are going to stay here for the bonks, or maybe not. It looks like I see pausing and all that fun stuff happening. So in that case, everybody, I would like to thank all of you for taking the time out to watch this, especially those of you who are on like the West Coast. Because it was kind of, stupid early in the morning for all of you here in America, 9 a.m., 6 a.m. on a Thursday, It's a little bit tickle beam for sale. That's a nice one there for Zora and the hookshot. But again, now that we are seeing here, it was a little bit of a delay, we are going to go ahead, and because we all know we love to see the bonk count. So go ahead, get your bonk counts in for Elminster, and we all know we need to see that. Again, by the way, I do want to remind everybody about the upcoming schedule of races here. Again, coming up in 2.5 hours right here on Speed Gaming, we've got amazing Ampharos versus Alanim. Then at 3 p.m. over on Speed Runs Live, we're going to have Jetab versus Ninnies. Swerb versus Christos Owen is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Speed Gaming. And we're going to have 2 7 p.m. races, one on Speed Runs Live, that's Carcat versus In the Name of DT, and one right here on Speed Gaming, Triscorp versus Weapon. We've got And4H and Leodox at 9 p.m. Eastern here on Speed Gaming, and our nightcap or early morning cap here at 2 a.m. Eastern Time, Dark Coco versus Fantasy Fielder 64. That is also going to be right here on Speed Gaming. I also do want to remind everybody here that the Link to the Past Randomizer tournament is not the only tournament that's going to be going on here on Speed Gaming. There is a bunch of other tournaments that Speed Gaming likes to host and help out with. In addition to that, there is a bunch of tournaments that are currently in the sign-up phase. So if you scroll down underneath your Twitch screen, you can see links to all of the tournaments that Speed Gaming is going to be involved in upcoming. So if you see a tournament there that's going to be something you're interested in, you haven't signed up for it, by all means, take the time to go ahead and do that. These tournaments are an absolute blast. And again, I want to give a huge shout out here to Feasel and Mythical for all of the work they put in behind the scenes to make sure that all of these tournaments can go off, can function, can get restreamed, and more importantly, can do it in a manner that is, visually pleasing and just absolutely amazing. The time and the effort that's been put in to all of the trackers, the backgrounds, all the tech that happens here. And I know that, we talk about it all the time, but considering I've seen, all the work that goes into this, that Feasel puts into this specifically, just want to, again, throw out the fact that the man does not get enough credit, and he gets plenty of credit, but doesn't get enough, if that tells you something. So again, make sure, if you see Feasel, you're in a stream, you're in here, give some shout outs to Feasel, show him some thanks. That's really all you can do. And because there's a 2 a.m. race coming up at Speed Gaming, he'll probably be up restreaming that. This is, again, the amount of work that man puts in is absolutely insane. Yeah, absolutely. Mungo Meat there in the chat just posted the channels of the two gentlemen who are the masterminds behind speed gaming. That'd be Feasel and Mythical9. So if you have not done so already, please make sure you go to both of their channels and smash that follow button. Same thing here. If you're here watching this and you have enjoyed what you have seen, make sure you hit that follow button here as well, because as I mentioned, Link to the Past Randomizer is not the only thing you are going to be seeing here on speed gaming. There is going to be Mega Man, X2, Mega Man 3, Ori and the Blind Forest, Donkey Kong Country's coming up, Pokemon Red's coming up. There's all kinds of tournaments coming up here on speed gaming. So you will be able to find a game that you enjoy. You will be able to find something that you like. And if you don't, then hey, if there's a game you want to see, organize a tournament, talk to Feasel, talk to Mythical, and see, if that's something that you guys want to do, because the goal here at Speed Gaming is to get exposure for all speed games. And every game, needs a little bit of love. And if you've ever seen Feasel stream, he is a big proponent of every game getting a speed run, every game deserving a speed run. So if you don't see anything you like, be the person to start that up. And there it is, everybody. 5 bonks is the number that we are getting here. So we had a grand total of 14 bonks here between our two runners. Yes, that is definitely a factor of getting the boots super, super late. But 5 bonks, 9 bonks, 14 total bonks between 2 people. That's a pretty good race, all things considered. And with that, we have reached the end of our first race here. Elminster versus Fred again. Tune back in 2.5 hours for our next race. That again is going to be Amazing Ampharos versus Alanim. Again, that is going to be in 2.5 hours from now. So again, on behalf of everybody here at Speed Gaming, my broadcast partner, Wild Anaconda 69, both of our runners, ElminsterRTA and fcoughlin, of course, the man behind the scenes and the man behind the magic, Feasel. I am the Greenleaf Effect, reminding everybody that no matter what it is you're currently doing, it's always correct to blame me. Good afternoon, everybody.